Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back. If you're not, hey girl, hey. I was working on a bracelet last night and actually made it, and then when I was looking at it later, I was like, wait a minute, I added I added the wrong little charm. I actually don't know what these are called. Let me see. It's a little charm. It's got a little hook. Necklace, bracelet, antique gold. I would have to go on the site and actually look and see what they're called, but they're little charms that have little hooks on them, and on the hook you can put like a little charm or something. And I thought that these were great to, one, hide the knot, and two, I just think that they're cute. So I got the antique gold. I can't remember off the top of my head if they have like regular gold and silver. If they do, I probably will go back and get maybe the regular gold and silver at some point. But I do love them. And so when I was making this bracelet, I was like, oh my goodness, I added two different of those charms. So I want to take it apart today and fix it with you all. So technically we're making a little bracelet together. I wanted to make it like a little Halloween themed, or maybe fall themed, because we're going to add little pearls and cute little pumpkin charms. So we're going to assemble that together. I did actually make the beads. I custom made the beads with resin that we're going to use as well. So we're going to put that together. I can't wait for you to see it. Let me know what you think. I love saving these organizers for charms, and I just love saving them to reuse them. So what I did was is I used to have nail art in them, and either I was going to use it for glitter or other nail art or something. So I don't like throwing them away. So I hold on to them, and because I am making bracelets now, I wanted to use these for my charms. I didn't really have anywhere to put my charms. So we are going to organize all of these charms. These are brand new charms that I bought, and I am going to organize these together. Actually put them in these organizers, and at the end of the video I changed my mind and you will see that. But for now you will see what these charms look like. I got silver and gold, and they're all pretty much the same. I think that there are a few differences in uh, each little baggie, I guess I should say. And I kind of picked the fall themed. I think it was called like nature. What was it called? Nature Charms bulk pack by Cousin DIY. This is like a Walmart brand. I didn't even realize that they had charms there. I was just looking around and I saw that they have these really cute charms, so I bought them. They were very affordable and inexpensive. Maybe like $7 or $8, I think, for 50 pieces. So I was like, maybe I'll start to check out Walmart a little bit more for my beads and charms, because I saw some really cute charms and beads there. But I do get most of my charms and beads from Amazon. If you were wondering, I know I had someone asking where I get my charms from, and most of the time, actually a lot of the time, I do link all of my links in the description boxes below, or box below, in all of my videos. And then if you don't see it, just ask and I'll definitely provide it for you if that's something that you will want. So yeah, most of my stuff I get from Amazon when it comes to beads and charms and things, but there are many places that you can get charms and beads. The little ghosts that you have been seeing in my videos, I have made all of them by hand, custom, with resin. So if you were wondering about that, I did make those. But all of these charms here I did buy. So yeah, I'm going to try my best to make this video as quick as possible today. We're going to do a little bit of organizing, and then we're going to assemble that bracelet together. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you have anything to comment, make sure to leave that in the comment section below. Any links that I want to provide for you, I will be sure to leave those below as well. So as we speak here, I'm actually working on the next video, and I'm picking out some charms that I want to use in my next video. I'm actually assembling some of the clouds that I have made. I'm picking out some gold and silver jump rings, and I'm setting up for my next video. I gotta get this one uploaded, and then this video that I'm working on now will probably be uploaded tomorrow. I am just using a little bit of a gel top coat to coat some of these charms because I don't know how good of a metal they are. They look really good, but I want them to last a while, so I'm just going to coat them a little bit. Otherwise, I would do it with a little bit of resin, but that is what I am doing. And like I said, I am assembling some of these charms together. I've got some findings out, some jump rings and things, and I have already assembled 3 of my cloud keychains. I did show them in the beginning of this video, but I am going to be assembling a couple of more cloud keychains, and I was thinking to maybe attach some of my new Halloween charms to some of the clouds. I think that that would be really cute. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to look through all of the charms that I have, and maybe I'll do a few of them Halloween, and a few of the charms I don't know. I will look and see kind of what I want to use. In the previous video, well, actually, in the video that you are seeing now, I am organizing charms, and I want to see if these bows are really cute to use with, yes, to use with these pink clouds. I think that is really cute. They are like a gold back. They're pink bows, but they have a gold back to them. So maybe I can, let's see, kind of like to match the jump ring to the color of the charm. That's just what I like to do. So I might just, let's see, does this moon charm have 1 or 2 holes? Is it up 1 or 2? I can't tell. I think it's just got 1. Okay, it's got 1 hole. So that'll just use a jump ring. But these little bows here, I'm wondering, let's see. Definitely, nope. The rainbow charms also have just that 1 hole. So maybe 1 of the pink, let's see, this one has 1 hole as well. 1 of the pink bows we will do with the gold bow. That means I have to grab 1 more gold jump ring. Let's see. Here we go. But really tiny ones, and I've got a bigger size. I don't know the exact size, but just need 1 of those. So there we go. That one will go together like that with the bow charm. Okay, so actually we need 2 because we need 1 at the top, and then we need the 1 at the bottom to connect the bow to the cloud. So we need 2 of those. Okay, so there we go. That will work. And then these up here, I will need one. Kind of want to make a silver jump ring. This cloud, I'm going to need two there because there's two holes. So these we will put to the side because these are extra. And I have already assembled a couple of the charms off camera. So I've already done the bulk of my work. I just want to assemble a couple of these with you on camera, so that'll be for the next video. But while I'm working on this video, I thought I might as well work on the next one. So do I need any more charms for anything else? I think not. These snowflakes I want to use maybe in a bracelet somehow. Maybe the little sun. I want to use in the bracelet as well. We will see. I didn't even pay attention to where the hole was on the little sun, and when I drew the face, I drew the face in not the correct position. But it's okay, it still looks cute. I really could just, I already coated it, so it really doesn't bother me that it looks like that. It'll just be, the face will just be sideways. It's okay. That's all right. So yes, we can put this to the side for the moment. And yeah, how are you guys liking this video? Let me know. I am liking to switch up the content. I know you guys are liking it too. I am, of course, still doing nails. Of course. I wanted to get some bracelets and resin things and just kind of make some keychains to kind of just get that out of my system because I've been wanting to do them so bad for so long. And we'll definitely be saving that next bottle of UV resin for maybe the next month or two. And then we've got some more epoxy resin just in case we wanted to do some more resin art for the winter, probably. And that is a two-part resin. So you would have to mix two ratios together, probably bottle A and bottle B, and mix them uh, correctly, the correct ratios, and then you've got to mix the resin. You've got to be very careful with this stuff because you've got to definitely protect your lungs and your eyes and your skin from this stuff. So be very, very careful with it, just like if you were protecting your skin from gel and things like that. You've got to be very careful with this resin stuff. I do not try to sand my pieces, so I try to get my pieces to be as, I don't know, maybe as, not as jagged so that I don't have to fix it so much, as smooth as possible, I guess is what I should say. So I don't have to do so much extra work. So yeah, and of course I don't want any of that dust in the air, so I try my hardest to do that. And when if the piece comes out and it needs a little bit of coating of some more resin, then that's fine. I'd rather do that and kind of cover up a scratch or a little bubble or something like that, rather than go ahead and start filing. So that's just a little tip. Try to get your resin piece to look as smooth as possible in the mold so that when you take it out, you don't have to do as much work to file it. Let me know what you think of this bracelet. I think that I love it so much. I think it came out really, really cute. Like I said, I made all of these beads. All these beads here that you see in this container, I did make on my own, of course, with a mold. But yes, I did mix up the resin and added glitter and whatever else I wanted to add to the bead. whether that be like a little flake or foil. But yeah, these beads, a lot of them came out really, really cute. Some of them I had to get rid of because they just didn't want to cure for some reason, because the pigment that I was using for some reason was interacting, even though they were resin pigments. It, for some of them, not all of them, because some of them I was successful with using the pigment, and then some of them, I don't know, maybe the pigment was a little bit too thick. And when I tell you I was using less than half a drop, like maybe half a drop at times, and maybe sometimes even less than that. And so I wasn't using a lot of the pigment at all, so I'm not sure why a lot of the beads weren't working. So then I would, the next time around, I would use the same pigment but use even less than what I used the time before, and it still wasn't curing. So I think it was just the pigment. So I just like to stick to kind of glitter, foil, mylar flakes, and things like that. And when it even comes to glitter, try not to use so much, because you really want your resin piece to cure correctly. So I did make all of these beads here that you see on this bracelet, all of the clear and orange beads, all of the smaller orange glitter beads that you see. I made every single bead that you see here except for the pumpkins, and of course the pumpkin charms, and the little heart clasps that you see. I didn't make those either, or the pearls, but everything else I did make, and I'm very proud of this bracelet. I think it came out very, very cute. Let me know what you think. I have been wanting to string or assemble a bracelet with you for a while, since I have been making these bracelets, and I just haven't made it to do that video yet. So I thought that this was the perfect opportunity. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think of this bracelet, because I think it came out very, very, very cute. I am off camera playing with it, and I'm going to actually take it off. And while we're speaking here, I'm going to add my glue. I like to make a nice knot, tie it a couple of times, and then I also like to add a little bit of glue to the knot, and I will let the bracelet sit, I don't know, an hour, or however long you are comfortable with, or however long it takes for the glue to dry. And I just let it sit for a while. I then cut off the rest of the string as close to the knot as possible, and then it is good to go and you can wear it. So yeah, I think it came out super cute. Let me know what you think. I think it is adorable. Probably going to make a couple more bracelets today. It is back to work tomorrow, so I'll probably use the rest of the day to maybe create and just have a nice, relaxing, chill rest of my Saturday. I hope you guys are having a beautiful Saturday. Thank you for spending time with me. You could be anywhere else, but you're here with me. So thank you so much, and I appreciate that. These beads were so much fun to make. I have learned so much with making my own custom beads. I learned that adding too much of anything is just, it can be too much. So you never want to add too much glitter. I know we all want to just dump glitter in resin, and you can add glitter. Just my recommendation is you just don't add too much, because the resin, you want the resin to cure correctly, and sometimes you'll get some air pockets or air bubbles, and the resin just doesn't want to mix in. Like if you don't mix the resin and the glitter correctly, sometimes it just won't, the piece won't come out right. Or if you just add too much glitter, the resin just doesn't cure correctly. So my recommendation is that you just use a good amount of glitter. I just wouldn't be over the top with it, because there were a few pieces, smaller pieces, that I probably used too much glitter, and the resin just didn't, it wasn't happy and didn't want to cure all the way. So I had to toss a couple of pieces, which is fine. They were small pieces, so it wasn't that much of a big deal. But even though this resin is not cheap, I'd hate to toss out creation. But if you need to do it, you need to do it, especially when it comes to resin and it's not cured. You don't want to keep that around. And if it's, you're putting it in the lamp and it's not curing and not curing, it's probably never going to cure. So if I do have a piece, I know that Brittany asked if the pieces do come out sticky, maybe coming out of the mold. And they will sometimes if the light cannot travel through the mold correctly. That's why sometimes I like to cure it for however many minutes I cure it for on one side, then I'll flip the mold around and cure it for another couple of minutes. And I might even do it another couple of times. And then when I take it out of the mold, I actually cure it again. So I just want to make sure that everything is nice and cured. And sometimes if there is a air bubble or a piece that is missing or something like that, then I would fix that and then cure it again so that, you know, because I wouldn't want, it's really tough when you see such a gorgeous piece and then you pop it out and there's like an air bubble or a piece that's missing, you know, so it's easy to fix. But if you got to be very, very careful and maybe work with drops at a time, because this stuff you can over pour, you can pour too much, and specifically with the cloud molds that I was working with, those molds actually have these little silicone pieces that stick out of the mold, and that actually is there so that you can have, or it'll make, the silicone piece is there so that you can make the piece into a charm, pretty much is what I'm trying to say. So that silicone piece will make a little hole in your charm. When you pop the creation out of the mold, you will then have a hole that you can connect a jump ring to and create it into a piece of jewelry or a charm or a keychain or something like that. So yes, I would just recommend to work slowly and work with little bits at a time. If this is your first time working with resin, I would recommend that you start with small pieces. I wouldn't recommend you starting with big giant pieces. Those can be a little bit more complicated sometimes. Stickers is a lot of fun. Stickers is something also that you can add to resin. So you can almost add really anything you want to resin. I'd just be very careful with adding too much of anything. But yeah. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with all of my charms. I said, do I want to keep them in 50 containers, or do I want it in like 1 or 2 containers? I now am down to 1 container, 2 containers, and then I have this other container because they were Halloween charms that I got, and they were too big to fit anywhere else, or they were too big to fit in the smaller containers that I was organizing most of my Halloween charms in. So I put them in a different container. But now I've got a bunch of smaller containers here, and I don't know if I should add them to this container here that has the bigger charms in it, because I really don't want all of it, even though they look cute and they look aesthetic. There are so many of them, and I kind of don't want like 20 of these little guys laying around unless I had excuse me, unless I had a specific container for it or for them, but I don't. So I think I might just off camera just take these out of these little containers, even though they look cute again, and just add it to that one container so that I could just have 2 containers or organizers of charms and not 50. So, and then my ghost charms I put in this little container because I didn't really have anywhere else to put them. So they're in here until I have somewhere else to put them. I need to buy like a storage container, a big one, for charms and beads. That's something that I want to work on, because also I have, I don't know, 20 boxes of beads. It's just my guess, maybe not that even that many, but I'm getting there. And I would rather put all of the beads in one giant case and organize all the beads that way than have 20 containers of beads. Does that make sense? So that is why my new clay like bead drawer thing, I bought it on Amazon, and it is amazing because it comes with a bunch of clay beads and um, like letter beads and little pearls and a bunch of other beads as well, as long along with clay beads, and there's a bunch of different colors, but I bought that because I was like, you know what, when I'm done with those clay beads, I can reuse that organizer for more beads or more charms. So that's why I bought that guy, and I thought that was a genius idea. So I've got clay beads for days, and again, when I use them up, I will reuse the container for more beads. So that's one container that I have, but that'll probably fit. Maybe I'll turn that into my charm container after I use all of those clay beads. That will be my charm container, but I still need something big for all of my beads. So I do need to find something bigger for all of my beads, because I'm pretty sure my bead collection is going to just continue to grow. So I need something to put all of my beads in, and I'm also looking for some sort of craft cabinet that I can put all of my crafts in, so that I don't have to have 20 boxes in my closet, so that I can rid of the 20 boxes or so of craft stuff that I have, instead of taking up room in my closet where I can have room for other things that I really need to put in there and clear, space other places. So I need to work on finding some sort of craft cabinet that I can kind of close the doors and not see any of it, but when I open it, everything is nice and organized. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. So I'm going to be working on that. If you guys know of any craft cabinets, I want something a little bit tall. So yeah, I'll be looking for something like that. But this is the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.